Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander.
And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Expert Level Safe. For 2 colorless, it's an artifact that says when Expert Level Safe enters the battlefield, exile the top 2 cards of your library face down. And 1, tap, you and target opponent each secretly choose 1, 2, or 3. Then those choices are revealed. If they match, sacrifice Expert Level Safe and put all cards exiled with it into their owner's hands. Otherwise, exile the top card of your library face down. So this is a super flavorful card because it really does feel like you and your opponent are kind of trying to crack the code on a safe. I love minigame effects and cards that require interaction with other players and secret kind of guessing and stuff. So this fits perfectly into my wheelhouse. Now let's analyze what this is doing. For 2 mana, this is quite cheap and it comes down and basically hides 2 cards under it. Nobody knows what those cards are, which is kind of cool. You can sink an extra mana into it, and what you're going to want to do most of the time, particularly if it's early game, is guess a different number than what your opponent is going to guess so that an extra card is exiled under it, and you're basically kind of adding to what you're eventually going to draw with this. Of course, you are sinking extra mana into it every time, so there is an extra cost to each card, but it does provide a nice sort of eventual card advantage as long as you have enough mana to sink into it. So I see it as a good mana sink. Of course, there is also the possibility that your opponent instantly gets it correct and guesses the same number that you guessed, at which point you invested 3 colorless mana to draw 2 cards. That's fine, obviously, but it's not the best rate you're gonna ever get in Commander, and you definitely wouldn't feel too great about playing that card. But even if you're only getting 3 cards out of it, I think it's already worth it. So as soon as your opponent guesses wrong once, then it's kind of worth it, I think, and it just gets better and better from there, as long as they don't blow it up before you get to crack it, of course. The interesting part about the card, I think, as well, is that sometimes in the late game, you actually really want to just trade in the safe immediately, or maybe you've got a bunch of counters stored under it and you really just want to cash it in, and at those times your opponent is incentivized to guess wrong, because if you both guess the same number, then basically you get to cash it in. So that kind of creates a nice little bit of tension, whereas sometimes you actually want to guess wrong and sometimes you want to guess right. Of course, it is mostly random, but there's definitely mind games that you can play with this kind of card, and talking and messing about is part of the fun of the effect. Statistically speaking, there's a 33% chance that you both get the same number, and those odds are pretty decent and make it so that it's going to be exciting every time, because if it was any more skewed towards either of the sides, it would be a much less fun card. In any case, it's not the most serious card for sure. It's going to be for people like me who enjoy these kind of minigames and random effects, but if you do like that kind of stuff, then this is going to be right up your alley. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel, and until next time, take care.